welcome to the RKY Tech Career Summit. I hope you can hear me, I hope you can see me, and I hope you can see my screen. I'm going to be talking about, the new economy, how tech it should be leveraged, and the relevance of tech. Let's introduce ourselves very quickly, our names, the city we are joining from, and what we do currently. I've got Kinsley, who is a KYC analyst from Chester, and Shola Bade, a data analyst at NSCDC. Life in Ibadan. Fantastic. NSCDC, is that place that Amanda went viral that year? There was a TV interview, right, where one man said, I work in NSCDC. I can't remember, but yeah, sounds very familiar. Okay, so I'm Rachel, a Master's of Law student from Basildon. Good to have you here. We've got RKY Careers, a multi-award-winning edtech company that empowers international students and professionals to excel in the competitive job market and secure their dream positions through personalized career guidance and support. So what we do is to bridge the gap between, people that between academy studies and practical work experience and industry. So we've trained 5,000 people with over 2,500 people successfully placed in their desired roles. And our boot camps offer practical experience in the fields that we offer them in. And particularly, we understand the unique challenges of international talents and students. And since in the last 4 years, we have been working on bridging that gap. So our trainings include data analysis and business intelligence, project management, business analysis, Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint, Scrum Master, product owner, digital marketing. And our services include CV optimization, career advisory, interview preparation, LinkedIn optimization, professional rebrand, and I think I have the slide off. And business coaching. So I want to know, what are we looking to get out of this session today? I want to know, let's also make this as interactive as possible. This is not like a teaching session. We're just trying to understand each other and also trying to, to bridge the gap between where we are right now and where we want to be. So with regards to your career, what are you looking to get out of this meeting? What are we looking to get out of this session today?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, my name is Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
Yeah, no bad at all. So how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
I think first of all, I want to get a clear path to what I want to do in terms of IT. Yeah. Let me first of all give a background of myself. I took a leap of faith from an arts background. My first degree was on international studies and diplomacy before I came to the UK to obtain the degree on the data science, MSc data science. But still, as if I myself struggling, as I'm saying. But the fact that I've got flair for IT, so I really want to do it, as I'm saying. So I'm still struggling. I've not been able to put myself together, to get, to actually, know what I want, So to me, is a do or die something. So I actually want to belong to a community where I can be abreast with IT skill, be equipped, to be able to be able to want a job, that will suit whatever path I hope to take in terms of IT. So I don't know if Arrow is it ROK or ROK, your company will be able to to teach me like a baby. I'm just like a tabula rasa, as I'm saying. So yeah, as I'm saying. So I don't know if you can be able to do that for me.
Right.
So
So yeah, you're in the right
yeah,
place. Like we hold your hand here. That's what we are very good at. We hold your hand. We've helped several people like yourself. So thanks for sharing. And we're going to you studied data science, right?
yeah,
So I'm going to help you, you know, actually acquire the work experience you need to now actually live in that, because it's a good thing to dream, it's a good thing to to decide to do something, is another thing to actually do it and be at the other side of your dream. Okay, so Izuchuka is here today to understand the benefits and structure of the program. Good to know that. Fantastic. Do we have any other person that wants to share why they are here today? Right, let's try to use the chat box as much as we can. I'm going to allow just one more person to speak. After that, we're going to get on with, taking responses from the chat box. So, Lape the Great, sorry, what's the name? Lape de Grayots. That's what I have here. Please feel free to, speak.
Good morning, everyone. The name is Lapidi Gviot. And my actual name is Fadira.
Oh,
I yeah, I am a customer service and operations manager with a multinational, and yeah, I'm trying to cross carpet because over the years I have grown in customer service and operations. I've done little of KYC, AML, but I really want to have an in-depth knowledge, and I want to be able to scale on that part of the organization as opposed to just operations. So yeah, I'm trying to like have an in-depth knowledge, a tech. I want to be more tech inclined. Yeah, that's why I joined the course.
okay. So have you joined the course already?
Yeah, I think I joined last week. Yeah, the boot camp.
Right, fantastic. Good to have
Yeah,
you on the other side. Please
yeah.
let someone go and join that other meeting link, because I think that's the link I shared and people are actually trying to join. Let someone stay there and direct people back to this one, because I still keep getting notification of people who are trying to join. And that's for my RKY team. Right. So thank you, Faderera. Yeah, I love what you shared about what you do, and what you do. I started my career just like you. I started in customer service. I don't know if you follow my personal page. For anyone here that wants to know more about my personal journey, either even before building any of the companies we have on the screen now, or even my journey building it, follow Coach Rookie on Instagram, Coach Rookie as one word, and then you can actually yeah, so I see myself in you. I started in customer service. First 4 years of my career, I was in customer service, and then I moved to the operations side. Just, and then the progression is to like do more of operations. But I wanted more as well. I wanted more. I wanted to, get more in tech, and everything summarized is what has gotten us to where we are today. So yeah, it's very much possible to be more tech inclined, and yeah, we are here to support you on that journey. Okay, so we're going to take one last person, because I can see that Rachel's hand is still up, and then after Rachel we're going to get into our slides, and other people, please share what you're looking to get out of this session in the comments, in the chat, using the chat box. So Rachel, if you can quickly speak, keep it to 1 minute so we can get right into it.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel. So I'm a master student, master of law student. I came just in January. I came from Ghana. So back in Ghana, I was a banker. I worked in 3 banks before I came here. I had 2 undergrad degrees, that's in banking and finance, and also in law. So I'm here currently doing my master's in law. I've joined the bootcamp for the AML. But I still want to know more about the tech. And as the first speaker said, I'm also like a baby, so I want to know how things run over here, like whereby you can get a secure job over here. So that is my background and what to do, like for you to help me as a baby, to nurture me, to be able to also make it in the UK just like you. I've been in the customer service department all my life before trying to venture into law now. But tech is also an interest. So, as a baby, what you can do to nurture me for me to also make it just like you in the UK? Thank you.
I'm also a baby. I'm a baby girl as well. So all of you want to be babies. But anyways, that's just by the way. Like I said, I can relate to your story as well. I also started my journey wanting to be a lawyer. Right. And then I found myself in accounting and then found myself in banking, spent 8 years of my career. In fact, 8 years. Then I moved to the UK. I continued in banking before I left 9 to 5 fully. But tech has actually, across all the roles, tech has actually been very instrumental, right, in my transitions and down to like starting a business, which is why today I now run a range of companies that help people to move to the next level across their career, across business, and so much more. So like if you can see my screen now, I've got RKY Group, which is now like the umbrella company for RKY businesses. The careers is the one I introduced earlier. Apply Body is where we help busy professionals who don't have the time to apply to jobs that they already, qualify, or I mean, that they already qualify for. It's just a timing matter. So we help them apply to jobs and we help them get interviews. We've got the podcast and my published book called Limitless and Thriving, where it's on YouTube, on different platforms, Spotify and the likes, where I share insights, across my journey. And we've got Limitless Without Borders, which is our CIC and annual events where we bring together professionals, founders, where we share more than what you learn in a classroom or what you learn, and where we help you connect to the people that hold the key to your next level. I'm going to share a little bit more about that in future slides, because this time around this year, we also have some partners who actually holds the fast track key to your settlement in the UK. So either you're a student or you're already on post-study or even you're on a care visa, you still need to know what the next level should look like for you. There are still faster ways to get settled in the UK. We have Investors, who is one of the endorsing body for Innovator Visa. And we also have, an immigration company talking to us about how to fast track our settlements in the UK as professionals or even business owners. So we have the RKY Business Hub, where we help people that have ideas turn it to profitable business. So if you think, you want to start a business but you don't know how to go about it, I've built 5 businesses. I currently run 7-figure businesses here in the UK, and so I give some time of my own calendar to coach people to do the same. So we've got this IT solution where we help people, build websites and all of that for their businesses. So together we are committed to helping people position themselves for high income career, start a business, build wealth. And that's why even as part of our LWB, which is the event happening in 2 weeks, we have conversations around building wealth, investing in stock and shares, investing in property, starting your property journey, and so on. So here, as you can see, is our office. Our office is resided in one of the offices in this building in Canary Wharf, London. And I already talked about RKY Careers. We're multi-award winning. We've won, so many awards in the UK and globally. If you have a question, please drop it in the chat box as well. All right. And this is a little bit about myself. I'm the founder of RKY Group, where I've also won a lot of personal awards. And like I said, I live now to help people to move to the next level on their career, business, and wealth building journey. So somebody says, Rookie. I'm Rookie, Rukayat, by the way, and I was an international student. I have had a bunch of skills of business management, but I want to fit into the IT industry to place a job in the UK. Talk about experience. Unfortunately, I don't have any UK experience. I'm looking forward to where I could fit in my knowledge into the current trend. That is a problem we have been solving for international students in the last 5 years. We help you gain UK work experience. All our programs come with UK work experience. And when I say come with, it's not like we're pasting an experience on your CV. You actually live the experience, like you get a role like for like a period within your course, and you act out the responsibilities so that you roll your sleeves, and do the job. And that is what our success stories, over 2,500 of them, have been about. So you're in the right place. We work with people like you. And right, so to elevate your career. So this is more about the Limitless Without Borders. It's happening in 2 weeks, exactly 2 Saturdays to go. July 27th for those in Lagos, in UK, in London. And then for those outside London, in Lagos, in Nigeria, August 15th. And what do we do at these events? Like I said, we talk about career. Sometimes, you want to, if you are not exposed to the opportunities that you can tap into around you, you are likely not to be living to the maximum of your potential. Personally, in the last 1.5 years I left 9 to 5, I've done more events than I've done some other type of marketing, because what I see is that going to events, I unlock opportunities. I meet people that ordinarily I won't be able to walk up to if we were not under that roof with something joining us all together. So that's what we are doing. I'm bringing like recruiters, employers, sponsors of skilled worker, people that can help you get sponsorship license for your own business ideas as well. I'm bringing all these opportunities under a roof, and this is an event specifically made for us, by us. So you're not going to be coming to teach you how to get into property without necessarily telling you what's your own. As an immigrant, it is a bit different, and this is that difference. Because you go to some events, you learn everything you've learned, and then you get back home, you check about eligibility, and you say that I'm not even eligible for half of these things. So it will end up being a waste of your time. But what we do is that we teach you what you are eligible for, that you can start leveraging even from the word go. And we also have our award segments where we recognize trailblazers that are doing really well in our community. So make sure, can we drop the ticket link to LWB in the chat box? Who is moderating here? Sarah, Ajay.
It's me, ma.
Why don't we have any of the sales engagement people here? Let's drop the link. Okay, so that please make sure you make it a date. I'm going to be there personally. All the RKY community members.
I'm not moderating today.
And alumni, I'm going to have the opportunity to, meet with. Please drop the LWB link. We're going to have the opportunities, right, to meet and to actually talk on a one-to-one basis. Okay, so Daniel says I have a background in sales. I'm a dependent and I don't have UK experience in sales. What course do you think I can take to help me get a job in my choosing career? Right, so you can actually do data analysis. Sales and data analysis go hand in hand. As a salesperson, you're expected to be able to go beyond, just talking to people or doing, it's about leveraging data, analyzing your data, qualifying your leads, qualifying, relying on data so that your efforts are calculated and they deliver the right outcomes that you want to. So that's like a good one. So now it's not even about transitioning and leaving your role. It's about looking at what can I add to what I already have to stay unique and to actually be on the tech side. Right. So we've got, please let's mute ourselves so that I don't have to be muting you. Or they don't have to mute everyone because of you. Okay, so I am Daniel. I'm currently running my software engineering master's program here in the UK. My program will be ending by September this year, and I'm still very confused on how to get UK work experience to get an IT work here after my program. Like I said, we give UK work experience through our programs. So even if we don't have a software engineering course, you can look for a course among our courses that we have that that would be a good blend with your software engineering or whatever experience you are bringing from back home. There's always something. If at all you don't find anything, then data analysis is a good one because you can add data to any field to be able to stand out in that field. We're going to get into details as to the other courses we have. But, if you haven't secured your ticket, either you are in London or you're even outside London, we have people traveling from far and wide, even Germany, to attend these events because community is important, and being early on in rooms where things you will need next year, you're already hearing it this year. Because the way opportunities work is that they don't wait. And when you wait till opportunities are very close to you, before you realize the gap you have, it might be too late for you to actually leverage those opportunities. But when you are ready, you are then able to tap into multiple opportunities that might present themselves to you. So these are pictures from previous years. This year is 4.0. Last year we had 1,200 attendees, and this year we're expecting about the same amount. So make sure you are in the room. We're going to be talking about career, business. There are some of our speakers, from someone who has raised over 40 million. All of the people you have here, they are all immigrants like yourself. And some of them are executive directors. Some of them are founders. Some of them are directors in NHS. Some of them are mayors. Some of them are property investors. And you can be anything you choose to be, really. So please make sure you make it a date. And yeah, so these are our award nominees as well. People who are doing excellently well in their field. We currently have a discount that brings the tickets down to £7. So if you come with a friend, I don't think there's any events that's, they spend a lot on, as much as we have invested in bringing all the resources together. That's affordable. Okay, we also have the Lagos. For those, if you're in Nigeria here, please let me see your raise of hand in the icon bar. So okay, Arisa is in Nigeria. If you are in Nigeria, we're bringing global opportunities down to your doorstep, right? We are bringing everything you need to know to position yourself for global opportunities. Not all global opportunities require you traveling or leaving your location to access them. Either you're trying to get foreign investors or, down to getting remote jobs and all of that, or having a global career, working with companies that are organizations. So we have the Lagos tickets as well. We've talked about our trainings. Now let's get into, the importance of tech, why we are here today. So the one thing I want you guys to do for me before we go on is I want you guys to tell me, what would you like your next job title to be? I want fastest fingers in the chat box. What would you like your next job title to be? In the chat box, please. Let's use the chat box. What would you like your next title to be? Okay, so got some very fast fingers in the chat box. Nenye wants to be a compliance manager. Mary wants to be a business analyst. Fantastic. Yetunde wants to be a CEO. I love that. Yetunde, my business coaching program already. And then Grace wants to be a technical compliance manager. Okay, Izuchuki wants to be a finance analyst or financial analyst. Okay. And then RB wants to be a founder and CEO. I love that. Okay, and Arisa wants to be a financial crime analyst or investigator. Faderera wants to be an AML KYC analyst, and Johnny Bravo wants to be a top business analyst. Interesting. There's no project manager. There's no product manager. Okay, then let's go. So let's talk about tech in the current job markets. We know the job market has changed. How many of you know what changed the, how many of you know what changed the, is it the job markets now, or the workforce industry? How many of you know what actually brought the change in it? Why has the world changed? Why has everything changed? Why is 2026 different from 2025 and the years before then? AI, 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 AI. AI has changed the world, and that is a fact and not a myth. Okay? Right. So the shift in what employers values, is now AI has made things very much competitive. Getting employees is, getting a job is now more competitive than it used to be. Practical work experience. So, what are the things that employers are now focusing on to be able to differentiate AI perfected CVs from people that can actually do the job? So, they are not having bad hires, every other time, considering also the government's policies that are not favoring employers with regards to how often and quick they can get rid of employees. So, first of all, employers want people that have practical work experience, not just pasted on their CV, but people that can demonstrate and talk about this experience, people that can roll their sleeves and do the actual responsibilities, for this experience. And then people that have completed projects with clear outcomes, people that have evidence of problem solving and impacts, and then the ability to work with real tools, systems, and data. And then finally, clear communication of value and contribution. So relying on certificates alone is no longer enough. Without practical application, they carry less weight in a very competitive market. Employers want to see how you apply your skills, not just what you learned. Then, there's so much that has changed. It has now become, it's no longer a market of what have you learned, it's now what have you done before. Show me what you have done, not something you've rehearsed on AI. Okay. Right. So let's move very quickly. Why is tech in demand, and why are tech careers now the strongest pathway? So, Jude, I like that your question, if the opportunities can be without borders, there's no border within the UK. The UK is one country, So you don't have to go through borders to get to UK, to get to London from anywhere you are. But there will be opportunities for you to stream as well, but that is also going to be paid. So, I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's move on very quickly. But it's just that there's some things you can watch and absorb information from anywhere in the world, to be honest, on YouTube. How does it differ from watching all those things on the YouTube? How about walking to the person that's just finished speaking and telling them, hello, I'm this. Oh, I love what you said. I'd like to get your contact. I'd like to connect on LinkedIn. I'm also trying to get a job in your company. What was your journey? I mean, that's the difference between the value you get when you're physically there. I mean, like this year is just 6 months, right? I've been to Newcastle this year. I've been to Birmingham. I've been to Sheffield, all for events. I was supposed to be in Middlesbrough. Was it Middlesbrough? I don't know how to call that one, but yeah, this week, but couldn't make it because of something that came up. Anyway, let's continue talking about tech. Why is tech now non-negotiable? When we say tech, not just tech job titles, but tech skills, tech awareness, tech capacity. Why is tech now? In your own words, let's drop it in the chat box. Why do you think tech is no longer negotiable now? Why do you think so? In your own words, why do you think that we cannot run away from tech anymore? Right. Why is tech now the oil of 2026? Let's drop it in the chat box. Fastest fingers, fastest fingers. Why is Ahmed says tech now rules the world? Absolutely. Tech rules the world now. I cannot agree less. I absolutely agree with you on that. Why else? What other reason? The world is moving on really quickly in a digital way. And I totally and absolutely agree with you as well. Why are you like this now? The world is moving on really fast and we don't want to be left behind. It's more like you look, you snooze. You look, you snooze. Okay, so tech is now part of our DNA and the world can't move around without it. I love that as well. That is absolutely true. Right, so the first one is the blooming demand on my own slides. There's a blooming demand for tech roles, for tech skills, for tech professionals, for tech integration, people that can integrate AI, people that can, leverage data, people that can, there's a lot of demand for tech roles as compared to some other roles. Another reason is diverse fields. So gone are the days when tech used to be, oh, I'm a software engineer, right? And well done to those that are software engineers in the house, right? But now not all of us need to be behind, the glasses, behind the laptop coding and trying to figure out bugs and all of that. There's so many other interesting ways to be in tech. Also, we have competitive salaries. Competitive salaries. Talking about visa sponsorship, and when we are talking about visa sponsorship, part of the things you need to do with regards to settlement is to position yourself for multiple opportunities. You can't look at one way. You can't look at one way. So if visa sponsorship is your plan A, for you to get visa sponsorship, looking at the limits or the salary requirements, the role requirements, or the role eligibility, tech still happens to be one of those areas that, you can easily, even as a fresh graduate, get a role that would pay you, right, £50,000 per annum, £60,000 per annum. And that's would make you more than qualify for the visa sponsorship. Okay, then innovation and creativity. Like tech allows you to be able to build new solutions, to be able to solve new problems or solve old problems. Then the flexibility and remote work. I mean, for those of us, I don't know, there was a time in my life as well that I used to chase buses and I think I hated it. In come rain, come sunshine, if you're not chasing buses, you're taking day offs too because, you have to take care of your kids or, So flexibility and remote work. Tech roles happen to have the flexibility to work remotely, even if you are in the same space, as the job. Meaning your job can be in London and you're in London, but you can work remotely. And then global opportunities. Tech skills are in demand worldwide, providing opportunities to work in various international markets. Continuous learning and development in tech, you have to keep upskilling and learning new ways of doing things, new tools. You might learn Excel today and you resume and your company is telling you we're migrating from Excel to this to that for this particular report or whatever. So and then visa sponsorship, global talent and digital nomad visas. So tech happens to be one of the ways you can qualify yourself for this kind of visas. Now, what are employers prioritizing? I think I had that in one of the slides, proof of work through your real project, your dashboards, your reports, your campaigns. And this is what I always tell my students that, right, your dashboards, are not for your dashboards or your feed on LinkedIn and other platforms are not for decoration. They are opportunities, or they're like a platform for you to share, write down, demonstrate your experience even before you're called into an interview. Okay, so you need to demonstrate measurable business impacts and show how your work solves problems and drives improvements in the business. Aligning skills with high demand sponsorship eligible roles, documenting achievements in a portfolio, and so much more that you can see on my screen. So these are the things that employers are prioritizing now. So now, what are the fast growing tech career paths? You know, have a wide range of them, but when you're trying to transition, one of the things that you want to think about is which one, how much time do I have? If you have 1 year or 2 years, I could say, oh, okay, maybe you should, among other consideration, maybe you should go and, enroll for programming or coding or some course, or even the cyber security, which is not on this screen. I know a lot of immigrants that, studied cyber security but struggle to get a job because they don't qualify for security clearance. Right. So, which is why I said that some of the ones I've listed here are the ones with little to no barrier of entry. And we have data analysis and business intelligence. This is where you are helping management to make informed decision through data insights, reporting and performance tracking. We have project management and business analysis. So these are two different roles where these two parties work together to design, to execute, and deliver a client's projects. Right. So we have product management, we've got digital marketing, and we've got compliance and AI related roles. Now let's talk about the job market. What stage are you in the job market right now? I want to know if you're currently applying, type currently applying, oh, I have a job, I want to move to a better one, let me know. Or, I have not gotten any interviews since I've been applying. Oh, it's the interview I'm still struggling with. At what stage are you getting stuck in the current job market? Let's drop that in the chat box very, very quickly. Let's drop that in the chat box. So at what stage are we getting stuck? Let's mute ourselves, please. At what stage are we getting stuck? Okay, so I've got quite a number of, I am desperately applying, and that is understandable. Fadira currently applying, getting interviews, but still struggling. That is fine, and that is relatable. I want to move to a better employer. I'm in a state of confusion. I can relate. I currently graduated where I majored in business analytics, but I am working as a support worker. Who else can relate to that? Studied AI, but you're finding yourself in care. Studied this, you're still finding yourself, Then applying what? Okay, Arisa says applying, but I need sponsorship or remote role from Nigeria. sure that we can relate to that as well. Have you got your tickets? Have you got your tickets for LWB? You might actually be able to get some people to work with also on other alternatives you have in settling in the UK or moving to the UK. I have for Lagos. Fantastic. I look forward to seeing you there. Make sure you walk up to me. Okay, so let's go on. I can relate to everybody that I've said, it's more like, okay, I don't have the skill. I'm applying, I'm not getting. The thing is, the job market is quite competitive right now. Did we read the unemployment rates they released for the UK last week? It was almost 25%. Over 1 million people in the UK are unemployed. So see what the competition looks like. It is crazy right now. Forgive the use of word, but there are some mistakes to avoid on this journey. Focusing only on your certificates without building real experience. The certificates only is not going to do the job. Learning multiple skills without direction or clear focus. Not building a portfolio or documenting your work. Waiting for perfect readiness before applying or gaining experience. Ignoring volunteer, internship, or small project opportunities like the ones you get in boot camps as well. Or not understanding how your skills connects to real job roles. Some people they just acquire skill, learn. I remember when I did my master's, let me just give a quick example here in the UK then. I had finance background. I wanted to add tech to that. Somebody is in the lobby for the other meeting. And then I studied financial technology. I learned all those things, I got distinction in all of them. But guess what? The roles that I knew I was supposed to get into, I did not learn the skills that they are using in industry for that role in the masters. The Power BI, I wanted to get into finance analysis, right? Like finance analysis. That's where I was coming from in Nigeria, finance, FinCon, financial control. I wanted to add tech to it and then position myself. I did financial technology course, blend of finance and technology, but guess what? We didn't use Power BI in that course. We didn't use Tableau. We didn't use all the skills that we used. I had to go and learn that again separately. That's why sometimes focusing on certificates does not really prepare you for industry. So how do you build this tech experience we're talking about? Start with practical skill-focused projects. Small projects. You want to, get into data analysis. You can't just watch how to use Excel on YouTube and that's your start and finish. And you can't be watching scatteredly, learning all the tools, no consolidation. Then you also need to use real and simulated business scenarios. Like issues and scenarios that happen in real life. Please, let's join the other meeting and direct. Somebody's in the lobby. Volunteer your skills strategically. After you've gained the skill sets, either in boot camps or something, make sure that you continue to practice it by volunteering. You've learned data analysis. Look for small businesses around you. Can I be your data analyst? Can I help you with this? What are the issues? And that's why coming to events is important, because how will you meet these people that have businesses and need all this support that you can give at first without a pay, and then eventually to build enough experience and reference that you can use, for your career. And then build a project portfolio that shows employers what you can do. There's so many things that we can do, but it's not on any paper. There's no evidence for it. And employers are not going to spend the whole day to get to know you when they're interviewing you. They ask you a few set of questions. And if you cannot answer those ones, but can answer other things, you are not a good fit. And then the final one is to enroll for our beginner-friendly boot camps, where we hold your hand. And all these things we've mentioned in the upper part, you get it in a structured, already organized environment that has been tested and trusted. And you don't need to have previous tech experience to start. NHS is also getting a job in LHS, a lot of people used to think, oh, health and care industry is only right carers, doctors, and co that work there, but that's not true. In fact, we now have a lot of founders that are solving problems within the NHS. Yesterday, I went to an event and I met 3 different founders, all building different solutions within the tech ecosystem for the healthcare ecosystem, and I was very impressed. Right, that we are actually solving real problems beyond just wearing uniforms and all of that. So, what are the roles that you can position yourself for in the NHS? So we've got. So the reason why I'm sharing the NHS is for those of you that are still considering sponsorship. NHS is one of the sponsors. There's still people that are sponsoring, but you need to be a highly skilled professional to qualify for sponsorship, right? So it means that you need to start looking at roles like project managers, business analysts, and so on within the NHS. Right. So opportunities exist in communications, HR, procurement, and so on. So this is an example of a band 8 job that also comes with sponsorship on the NHS side. So another reason to consider tech is that it also positions you for global talents visa. When I say positions, you can't be a customer service person and be dreaming and hoping that you can get a global talents. But at least if you're a data analyst or a product manager or a project manager, and I say project manager, you already have one of the many things you need to qualify for this kind of visa as well. So what are the valuable skills for a successful career in tech? You need to be analytical. You need to communicate. You need to be able to write emails, present, and build decks. You need to be able to communicate with your stakeholders. There's no way you want to answer some questions on stakeholder management that you will not go to communication. It's just like marriage as well. If there's no good communication in marriage, there's no way to not break. So communication is a key skill you must have regardless of the role you are getting into. Analytical skills are very important. Ability to do critical analysis, document analysis, and so on. Then we have solutions method. You see this one? Very important. Regardless of the role you are going to, you can't be that person that's always finding problems. It's okay to identify problems that exist in the system, the processes. But if you take a problem that you've seen for the first time to your manager, and this is from my experience in 9 to 5, if you take that problem the first time, the manager will say, oh, well done, thank you for spotting that. If you take it the second time and you're not taking it with a potential solution that you have thought about that will solve the problem, you would know you'll actually not get that commendation anymore, because nobody wants people that cannot think. And because for you to be a problem solver, you need to be able to think. You're not just working like a robot. So this is a skill set that is very important. Adaptability as well. You need to be able to understand change, accept change, and be the drive of change in the organization. Change being improvements and the likes. So problem solving also includes variance analysis, reconciliation, root cause analysis, which is something you should be able to do as a tech person. We also have the stakeholder management. You see, this one is also another very important one. Regardless of the role you are getting into, you need to be able to manage people. Manage people. You need to be able to manage people. You need to be able to communicate with them, manage expectations, reports, escalates, present, conflict resolution, negotiation, team management. They all fall under stakeholder management. Then also process improvement. This is also very vital regardless of the role you are looking at. Process improvement is you leveraging automation, that we've said is very that we can't do without, right? Like AI and the likes, and using that to streamline processes to make things better. So not all these things are things you must be able to, you must have as a skill, and you must be able to talk about a time you have used those skills to do this and that. So talking about process improvements, you can share how you joined the team, you took your time to understand the processes and review the processes, you identified redundancies, and you've implemented the process improvement project and cool. So that is very important. Then we have team collaboration. This one is no explanation. You can't be that person that nobody can ask a question in the workplace if you want to thrive, you know. So you need to be able to be a good member. So here are some fields in the global space that you can position yourself for in tech. We've got data analysis or data related roles like engineer, data analysis, data engineer, data scientist. We've got business related, business analysis, solutions architect. We've got digital marketing, PPC, SEO, social media management, content marketing, and the likes. And then we've got network engineer, project management, Scrum and product management, and so on and so forth. You might look at these roles and say, but I don't want to become any of this. I just want to get into tech. And that's why it's important that you must see tech not only as a role, but as a must-have skill that you need. Okay, so to truly thrive in the tech industry, you must have analytical skills, collaboration, design, marketing, social media management, cyber and information skills, AI skills, and personal branding skills. So let me take a couple of questions we have in the chat box already. Is there any other skills I can add to my compliance that can give me better opportunity? I recommend data analysis. Data analysis, you can add to anything. If you have data analysis skills plus your compliance, then you can position yourself for like transaction monitoring, all those ones that require you tracking and tracing on spreadsheets and escalating to regulator or the parts you've been asked to regulate and report to. So regardless of your role, to stand out in your desired field, you must possess these skills as well. Why do people struggle to transition to tech? The skill gap. A lot of people want to transition to tech, but they don't have the tech skills that they need. Another one is lack of industry experience. So for some, they are able to go to YouTube and learn some things on YouTube, but if there's no industry experience, then it's going to be a struggle. And then we've got the fierce competition. Looking at the number of people that are unemployed, we can definitely agree that there's a competition, right? There's like very big competition out there. So why does our approach give results? So firstly, we bridge the skill gap. So we teach you, we hold your hands, we teach you what exactly in theory, what your role is about, what are the frameworks, the concepts that you need to master. And then after that, we build your industry experience by helping you roll your sleeves to start working on what you've learned or to start applying what you've learned from day one. We do this through our IT solutions company where we get different clients projects as well. Also, we help you stand out in competitive job markets. How? And how do we achieve this? A lot of people do trainings, they even do volunteering, but they don't know how to put what they have newly acquired and their previous roles on paper. And this is something we do for our students. They don't know how to put their experience on paper the way employers want to see it. So we do that. We do CV optimization for all our students as well as LinkedIn optimization. So investing in RKY careers means investing 90% in your future. Right? And yeah. Now let's talk about setting the stage for excellence. But before that, let's read questions that we have chance books. How do we help people can secure NHS IT departments with a well-written NHS supporting information during job search? As this is one of the important session. Right, talking about NHS, right, we can't just write the supporting statements for you. To work on your NHS job application, you need to go through our Apply Body Limited services, applybody.co.uk. That's the website. And then you can check our services that relate to applying to jobs on people's behalf. Okay, so what does a content manager do? So a content marketer uses smart content to market the businesses of to market the services and products of the business. Okay. So I can do transaction monitoring, but it's difficult to get a KYC roles on sponsorship. I would honestly like to hear about anyone who has sponsorship in this field and how to do this. Sponsorship is very difficult to get in any field right now, which is where the other alternatives like, okay, you now have the skill set. How about using this skill set, to how about other applications of these skill sets? Skill set is the first thing because the skills you have, nobody can take it away from you. Application of these skill sets is the next step because you can either apply it for an employer or you can apply it as a business for yourself. Okay? And there's sponsorship in compliance. We have people that have gotten sponsorship in the compliance field, right? So, if you feel that KYC and AML is not giving you sponsorship based on your own applications, you can try transaction monitoring. You can try the other roles. Okay, how can one transit from medical career in the NHS to tech as a senior role? Do you have to start from scratch? No, you don't have to start from scratch. Our courses actually prepare you to not become an entry level. Please, can we mute ourselves? To not become an entry level, but depending on what you apply, is what you give to it, you get out of it. We have people that finished our boot camps and gone ahead to get 6-figure roles, to get and to even get band 8 NHS roles. So it depends on what you currently have as your skill set, what you are strategically adding to that, and where that places you at the end, such that you are not letting go of all your years of experience. So how has RKY set the stage for tech excellence? Our practical experience-based boot camps, our networking events and workshops, which is one I invited you to. You see that event? That event was specially curated for you. All the questions you're asking about ownership of business, whether your visa can allow you to own a business, whether you should do self-sponsorship, or whether it's global talent you should do, whether it's innovator founder visa you should do, or whether it's sponsorship you should still keep searching for. I'll tell you right now that nobody should be relying on one special way so settlements right now. You should consider a wide range. But guess what? One of the investments that you will not lose is the skills part that you get for yourself, because regardless of whether or not any of the other one work out, even if it works out, your skills cannot be taken away from you. So like I said, practical experience-based boot camps, networking events and workshops, personalized career branding services, immersive learning experience, and community of innovators. So here, I want to introduce you guys to Korede. Korede is a data analyst that enrolled in our boot camp in 2023. So before then, Korede had experience as a customer service professional. She has only done customer service in the banking space, and she wanted to get into tech. She was hungry for more. She wanted to position herself for high-paying role. And what did she do? She heard about the RKY Careers Data Analysis Bootcamp. She enrolled for it, and she applied herself. She gained the skill sets in Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and our newly introduced Python to the models as well, and AI. And what happened after? She got a job as a data analyst with WorldPay, one of the biggest, payments companies globally. And not only has she gotten that, she kept on sharing with me when she got promotion. She shared with me when they approved that probation. When she got promotion, everything, she's been progressing. She's actually one of those that are even getting awards at the LWB events happening in 2 weeks' time that I said as well, because she has actually gone ahead to prove that she's, not only someone that has transitioned, but a great ambassador of ourselves as well as, the RKY brand. So we're very proud to be a driving force in bridging the global tech skills gap, equipping individuals with the essential skills and experience they need to not just innovate, to thrive. And our alumni are not just skilled professionals, they're pioneers, they're leading the charge in diverse fields. So here are a couple of success stories from from our previous cohorts across our boot camps. Fidelis. Oh, okay, Linda. So please communicate with Fidelis or the team to create the link for virtual registration for LWB for those that want to join virtually. Okay, so at RKY Careers, said we have 2,500 success stories of those who took our bootcamp. But this virtual registration is going to be the same price as right. And it's only for people that are already our paid alumni. But to be honest, to get the best out of it, I highly recommend being there. Being there is the best that you can do. People come from Scotland. Even some of our speakers, they come to speak for free from Scotland. So please, even part of our staff are coming from, when I say staff, our officials, our cinematographer, I don't know for those of you that are alumni or anybody that he came to share how the events as well helped him to position themselves for global talent visa. Using the skills he has always had. He came to LWB as an official to help us stream the events last year. And just by being at that event, even though he was even working, his mind opened up to opportunities. And now, he realized that he could actually put together an application. We have our photographer as well for that event. He got self-sponsorship. Now he's free from his care sponsorship, right? And it's also, guess what? These two people are alumni. The photographer was in digital marketing bootcamp. He learns and is using that skill to enhance his business. And then the videographer, the cinematographer was a data analysis alumni as well, who was actually working as a data analyst before he now actually apply for global talents. What am I trying to say? The event is not even just about career alone. It will open your mind to opportunities. Okay, let's keep the success story coming. From revenue planning analyst to compensation analyst to market intelligence analyst, data protection and privacy analyst, product manager, AML analyst at JP Morgan, if project coordinator, periodic review analyst, cybersecurity analyst, project manager, business support manager, and so on. And in all our courses, like I said, we have the AI powered. All our courses are AI powered. What does that mean? Not only do we have the AI module added to our courses, the projects we are working on in the bootcamps are also AI integration, projects. So here are some pilot reviews. This is a third-party platform, right, where you can go on it as well, search for RKY Careers. Search for RKY Careers, and you can read what people are saying about us. All of these people have passed through the bootcamp and gotten a job. We will also have Google review accounts where you can do the same. So, like I said, all our courses are aligned with high demand tech roles, built for practical job readiness and structured. So now let's talk a little bit more about our courses. For those that chose project management, or those that are coming from admin, customer service, I recommend project management that are coming from admin, customer service, maybe construction, all those fields that they've already been doing project management without even realizing it. I recommend project management for you. If it's talking about SOC codes, there are so many codes. There are so many codes of eligibility for. There are so many. Sorry that turned off my camera. I was actually standing. I wanted to stand, but now I'm sitting again. So yes, there are so many codes. in the project management space, from engineering project managers to project engineers, IT business analysts, IT project managers, and the likes. And the good thing about our boot camps is that when you finish our boot camps, you don't necessarily need to become what you've learned at the boot camp. You can also leverage it. We have people that they were coming from finance, chartered accountants, they did data analysis or business analysis in our boot camp, and all the jobs they've been trying to get before the boot camp, they only got it because of what they had. They now got financial controller role, finance manager role that now sponsored them. Right, so they didn't even have to call themselves data analysts or whatever. They called themselves what they already were, but they had a special advantage to compete in that space, which is the tech skills they now have. So we also have this business analysis. But first of all, what do project managers do? Project managers, they help to manage the projects. And when we say manage projects, I know that sounds like, project managers manage projects. We know that already, but what does that even really mean? When there's a project that a client or a stakeholder wants implemented, this project manager is the one responsible for understanding the criteria for success for that project, from the budget to the quality expectation to the scope, the timeline, and the work of the project manager is to make sure all these criteria are met, right? And also to give report and keep the stakeholder or the client or to keep them in the loop of every update on the project, risk assessments, risk, and so on and so forth. So it's a very interesting role. You'll be having a lot of meetings and talking to both the clients and the project team from time to time. And the business analysis side, what those ones do is to be the liaison person between business, business and technology. Say, for instance, for those same projects, let me give an example, because most of you, there's so many tasks that you do at work that in some other places, they're actually projects. And you might not know because you haven't done them as projects before. If you say, for instance, in your previous workplace, you probably have moved from using a particular tool to another tool before, right? But you will not know that you can think of that as a project experience, because when that is happening, there's someone responsible for making sure that, first of all, you guys understand what that project is about. We use Excel. Now I want to go to PowerPoint. Now I want to go to Power BI. You will just see that your organization is first doing trading to explain to you why this new tool is the best thing after jollof rice. All of that is them managing the stakeholders, managing the projects. So there will be people and managing the change that comes with it as well. Then there are people that are managing every step of the project. The business analysts are having interviews. This CRM we want to implement. What's the expectation of the sales team? What do they want to get out of the CRM? How do you relate to customers at the moment? And then they go to the marketing team as well. How does marketing relate with customers? What are the things you want, to be automated now? So they go on having workshops, interviews with different stakeholders to understand what their expectations are. And then they put this in a language understood by technology, right? Which is called user stories, epic features, and pass that on. If a business analyst does not really understand the projects, that project will fail because they would not pass on the right thing. If customer has said, I want my projects to be a circle with a dot in between, and the business analyst added the circle but not the dot in between, the documentation the business analyst will prepare for the technology will not have the dot in between, and they will take that information they've gotten as the true and clear picture of what customer wants. So they will do their own circle without a dot in between, and they will deliver the project, and then the customer and the project stakeholders or clients will be unhappy, which is not the right expectation, from their roles. So that's basically, so business analysts are solution providers. They understand it. So their role is more of understanding business problems, business needs. And that's why this role, you can add it to accounting. You can add it, this business analysis role, you can add it to accounting, because there will always be process improvements, process optimization, right? Related responsibilities regardless of your role. So under the business analyst role, you can add that to finance role, and be able to, work on business transformation, finance transformation projects where you help the company move from tools to tools or manage projects basically. So I find this business analysis a very diverse and interesting role, because like I said, you can add it to anything. Project manager too, like I said, I recommend that for like people that are also very good with, organizing, putting things together, customer service, managing stakeholders, right? So, and what are the job titles you can apply for? What are the job titles you can apply for? The job titles you can apply for include like project manager, project coordinator, project support officer, PMO analyst. Under the BA side, we've got business analyst, right? Solutions analyst, we've got solutions architect, we've got transformation analyst, change analyst, and there are some roles that actually require the two together, which is why we actually do our courses as a two-in-one, because we know how competitive the job market is. We don't want you just going out with just project management skills and then employers want you to actually understand or to actually act as a BA too, because they work on the same projects team. So the course is a 7 weeks of classes course plus 2 months on projects. So what does that mean? Under the classes part, you learn all the frameworks from Scrum to Agile to Prince2 to Waterfall. You also work with and learn tools like ClickUp, Jira, MS Projects, Balsamics, and the likes. And not only will you learn that, you will now gain work experience. You roll your sleeves and manage your projects, right? And in applying these skills to real world scenarios, on 2 months project. So you also build on other soft skills like emotional intelligence. There's so many people in our boot camps that they always come back to thank us that if not because they worked, because it's okay to learn all these things. You can sit down and read, sleep with ChatGPT all day and you understand. But having to actually have a real project you're managing, a client is not responding when you need client to respond, or something is not working, developers are very slow, and then you disappoint. Those are the things that make you see that this is real, and you can easily talk about it at interviews and what you learned from it. So who can take this course? Recent graduates who want to improve their skills, professionals looking to switch to business analysis, degree holders seeking practical work experience, aspiring project managers or business analysts, anyone who wants to position themselves for visa sponsorship, anyone who wants to enhance their career, and consultants who wants to enhance their project management capabilities. Now let's talk about eligibility for visa sponsorship, because that's the next thing. This business analysis and management. For this business analysis and project management, can I even get visa sponsorship? Can I even get visa sponsorship in it? The answer is yes. I showed you some of the codes, and these are some more. Okay, so what we advise a business analyst to learn if they want to go from being a non-technical BA to a technical BA? I like that question. And that will also make me talk about something which is a non-technical BA. A lot of people call themselves BA outside. In fact, there are some courses in the UK that they call business analytics, but those courses don't prepare you to become a business analyst. There's some BAs that what they do is more of finance. What they do is more of reporting. But our bootcamp is more of the IT business analyst. Our trainer is actually a technical BA, who has experience from even the software side of things before going into BA. So I would say the bootcamp is still a good one for you. There was the first cohort that we had, or the first, like as about 2-3 years back, there was a trainer we had that applied for business analyst role, and what he was explaining as business analysis was completely different from our own curriculum, at the interview. And that's because a lot of people still confuse business analysis. Even the UK curriculum for business analysis here is not the BA role. I hope that helps. So yeah, some of the roles I mentioned earlier that you can position yourself for. And what do you get if you join this community? For those that said they want their hands held, we hold your hand for 7 weeks of our life expert classes. After that, you work on projects for 2 months. You acquire skills and techniques. Then you get access, 12 months access to the recorded classes after the boot camp. And also, after that, you can still access the boot camp. You only need to pay a very, very, non-material subscription fee. But you get it 12 months free after the boot camp. After which, if you want to access, you need to just pay like maybe £10 a month or something like that, or £50 a year or something. I can't remember now. But expert CV and LinkedIn optimization. After the training is done, we would now help you put in paper what we know you have learned, and this is where the special service you get from us come in. Not everybody in our cohorts will compete with each other, because some are coming with finance. A finance person that is doing BA, the role that we position the person for is different from someone that is coming from software engineering and BA. It's different from how we position someone that's customer service plus BA. So you position yourself in a way that you're not even competing with the others. You have your own unique brand. Also, you get UK work reference. For those that said, they were saying, oh, I don't have UK work experience, I have this. If you're a software engineer, you're looking for what to add to it, like I said, you can just take our project management bootcamp and business analysis, right? Why? Because on that particular bootcamp, we actually work with software engineers that do the engineering parts. And that way you can actually see how it flows into each other, how software engineers actually work with project managers and business analysts on projects, and you can then bring that to life in your role, if as either software engineer or or IT projects manager or software projects manager, and so I feel that would be a good one, and that way you can get relevant UK work experience on paper too, that you'll get reference for when you need. So competency tests, to test your participation. You get a globally recognized certificate of completion. So RKY Careers is not a side hustle. We have a lot of people training out there and they have nothing to lose. But ours is very different. You see at the beginning, I showed you that we have an office space in Canary Wharf. We are accredited not only in the UK, but the American Council of Training and Development, right? We are accredited by CPD UK. So we are a proper education technology company, and we are not here for the short run, right? So it means that we have people that did training with us in 2023 and they are still coming back for references when they get a new job. And that's because we've been sustainable enough. We have processes in place to support people. Then you get interview preparation. You see this part, you don't get it anywhere else. So at the end of your boot camp, you have a period, depending on the course you enrolled for like the PMBA that we are talking about, you get 1 week of career support session, which is usually wrapped up by myself. It's usually rounded up by myself. When all of that is now over and across all our courses, you now get post boot camp weekly interview prep. You get an opportunity to join a Thursday meeting every week, when you have an interview coming up, or just to listen to people that are having an interview coming up to see, okay, what are the questions, how are we preparing them, what are the questions they're getting, and the likes. And this is unending. Every week you get to join interview prep. And then we have the end-to-end project delivery. For everything I've said, the reference, the work experience, the LMS, the this, the that, this course should be valued at nothing less than £2,000. However, today, because you are on this call, if you are looking to join the project management and business analysis bootcamp plus AI, in fact, our original discount was $599, but today you're getting a special discount to get it at £450. And the next course for this class is July 4th. We allow instrumental payments through PayPal in 3 installments, Klarna, ClearPay. So you can also do that if you are, in the UK. And if you want to pay Naira, if you're in Nigeria, we have numbers on the screen you can chat with to get the Naira rates from them. But don't miss this opportunity to join the next cohort. So do we have all those that were interested in business analysis? How many of you have enrolled now? Fantastic. I love the question. So for those of you that work, our classes are actually weekends. Our classes for this particular one holds 4 to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. All classes are recorded and available on the LMS. You can always go back to them. Like I said, we have people that finished our bootcamp in 2023 and they are still using their LMS today. So either you're attending live or you're watching with the LMS. There's something for everyone. Okay. So meet another set of people. We have Ajilaye and Gloria. So Ajilaye also joined the bootcamp as a project manager. So after the bootcamp in the work experience phase, she worked as the project manager in 2024. Today, she's leading business change in the UK Export Finance Department. She's a business change analyst. It comes together. You learn business analysis and then you learn project management. During the project phase, you choose your role because we believe that you've seen the one that is best for you, right? So you can see where our alumni work, and you can see I'm not the one. This is their screenshots from LMS. You can see RKY on it. I didn't make that up. We have alumni that are actually thriving in the workplace, and then we have Gloria as well. She did a boot camp in, I think she ended it in 2024 as well. Today she works as a special project coordinator with. Exactly. So the boats are actually on. Yeah. So it's a 4 months run. It's 4 months run together at £450. This is a special discount that is ending soon. So you said, what does the installments look like? So is it 3? You can pay in installments. You can pay in installments using Klarna. You can pay in installments using Klarna, ClearPay, and Pay Later. All you need to do is pay 1/3 of the installments today, and every other month they will take the balance from you. So someone is asking, how do I register? Please let's drop the link to register. There's a link that ends with pay/pay. That's the link to pay your first installments today to join the next cohort. Oh, we've got a fantastic speaker today who is joining us all the way from, by the way, so regardless of where you are, with our boot camps, you can always, our courses are relevant across industry. So I've got Bolanle Akirili, who is the project manager. So for those that want to pay from Nigeria, all you need to do is to click on the WhatsApp numbers. Click on the WhatsApp numbers that you have. Just check the chat box. Everything you're asking is there. Click on those WhatsApp numbers. They'll tell you the Nigerian discounted rates, and you can come on board, in Nigeria. By the way, as you're clicking that, also make sure you register for LWB. We're bringing London to Lagos for you. Okay? And not just buy your own tickets. Please help us share the words. It's our first episode. I say episode, it's our first edition in Lagos, and we need as much awareness and support as possible. So share with your communities of friends and family, like you guys should turn up. The way you guys turn up to Owambe, turn up. Okay, let's move on. She's enrolled. She's currently a project manager in the United States of America, where she leads project initiatives and coordinates for cross-functional teams and ensures successful project delivery. She enrolled in PMBA 11.0 to strengthen her project management skills while also expanding her professional network within the industry. I'm not gonna, because I know I've used 1 hour 30 minutes today. Bolanle, if you're there, we're happy to have you, and please, you have the floor. Is Bolanle with us?
Yeah. Good. I'll say good morning from here.
Hello,
Yeah.
Bolanle. Good morning, good afternoon. Good to hear your voice. Wow,
Same
long
here.
time. How are you doing?
I'm good. And I'm so happy to be here again. Hello everyone. My name is Bolanle. I just secured a project manager role. How do I start? Trust me, I do not have a speech, and then whatever I'm saying here, trust me, I don't know wherever you are, I don't know whatever you're doing currently, but I'm just going to say that I'm going to try as much as give you guys a background, at least so there'll be context so you understand. And if there's anybody that should really be an example, maybe, oh, do I do this right? I think I'm the perfect example. So that's the reason why I'll just go back where they be so that you understand. Okay, so prior to before I joined RKY, actually, let me just say for this, I actually know RKY myself. But if there's anything, if you know RKY, you would know that, I don't know, if you're around you really do not want to let me use that word fail in life. She's a go-getter. Like when I actually know her, she's one of the people that actually I would say inspired me to say no matter what she's because how she started, like I don't think a lot of people even in my course actually knows that I know her, and I didn't make it like feel like I actually know her. Even when I joined, when she later found out that I joined her, oh, why did you not tell me? No, because I want to get what I want to get. I don't want to get what I want to get because I know you. Do you understand? So I want to say before I go further, I want to say thank you so much. Not thanking, like, I'm not going to say thank you enough for maybe me going through the training and everything for bringing for this initiative within how many years RKY has really evolved. I'm not even joking. Like I don't know if she sleeps, if I don't know what she did. It was so swift. So if you're looking at changing career, if you're looking at doing better in life, like, I feel like she has everything apart from training. Go and Google RKY how she started. I felt that is really a motivation to also. So maybe because I actually know, and then I know a lot of people even in my code, they don't even know that I know. I'll be like, no, no, I want to just get there too because I understand. So I'm just going to start. I moved to the UK, and you know how we do it now because I know a lot of people are in the UK. My masters, I was doing my masters. But if there's anything, like no shade to people that are doing like care job, I won't lie to you. Yeah, you can start from somewhere. But personally, I'm just one person that cannot do that kind. I cannot just do it. Not that, oh, maybe are you proud or something like that. I'll be like, no, it's just because I cannot stand it. And you know when you're caring for people, you need to like give your all. Do you understand? So I know that I'm never going to succeed in that area. Like if I can do it, I would have gone to do nursing. I tell people maybe I would be doing nursing by now, but I cannot do it. So in my head, everything has been healthcare. I don't know, everything has been IT. But whatever IT I want to do, I don't know because background, my BS was business administration. My master's, I did management and international business, and then kind of I found myself in a mental health hospital because I do not want to do care job. And but then mental health, I don't have to care. But that was even crazier. At times I get injured. It was crazy. If you know mental health in UK, it was really crazy. But did I really give up? Was I really in that thing? I was procrastinating. I remember I said she would be like, oh, you've not done this. I want to do this training. Oh, when are you going to do it? Not even with her. I'm sure she knows, like, okay, try tech. I just dropped out. I did not even do anything. But then I knew that there was really more to me. There was really, and I was just going to but however I was going to get it, I didn't know. And if there's anything, you might be very slow. I don't know how slow you can be, but I used to be very shy. I used to be very slow. RKY, maybe when we met, when I probably know her, if she had probably called me to come and give a speech, I will run. I will switch off my phone because I will not lie to you. The way, whatever I'm saying now, I'll say all thanks to RKY. And I'm going to say, I don't think people give them their flowers enough. Seriously. People do not give them. Bolani that is speaking now, I'm this kind of person. Even during the boot camp, I do a lot of work because when I enrolled for the boot camp, I think 11.0, that was December 2024. I didn't go through her. I just registered. I just went. I just knew I was going to do it. So I didn't even attend um any session. I was just always looking at a page and I'm like, oh, when will I have the time to just do this? When will I have? So when I was like, I felt that I was ready, I just went to, and then luckily for me, there was this thing that was going on there. So I just enrolled and I just joined the class. And then it was from the class. Trust me, I was going to opt out from the class. I was just like, these people, the way they answer question, and the instructors, the way they carry people along, they will call you, so you cannot hide. I'll be like, why do you want to call? Don't call my name. They will call. They actually involve everybody. So at that time, I know one of the instructors, Abdul, will just call somebody's name randomly. Sometimes I'll be hiding like, don't call my name, don't call my name. So when I started, it was crazy. So if you're going to do anything, point number one is just be determined. Trust me, it's easier life. Oh, you're going to get a job. Like not if but you're going to get that job. But should I say 98%, should I say 95% of the work depends on the individual. And seriously, 95 of the work, RKY does not have a job. And I think that's what I used to like say, like RKY does not have a job to give anybody. But whatever they need, like we need to get that job, I can bet you they have it. So the only thing you need to do is be available, make yourself available. And that was what I did. During the class, I wasn't really in, I was really confused. I remember some of my colleagues then, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to opt out. I don't think I can actually go through this class and everything like that. And one of them was like, oh, I think Dotun, I cannot even forget that guy. But we've not even started. That guy encouraged me and then we started. Trust me, that process, that project phase, 8 weeks is easier, like the way we say it, is really, really easy. But trust me, I'll tell you something, it's not. Plus the fact that you have to work. Some people have to do 12-hour shifts, some people have to, but a lot of people, like some people want to like drop out, but a lot of people we actually pull through. And I'm going to say in my cohort, at least I know more than 6 people or more than like people that we talk and they're working. In fact, they actually even got job way ahead of us. And one of them is somebody that throughout the cohorts, I remember her, I think Lucky Tom, throughout the cohorts, she was always on night shift. So the only thing she does is respond in the chats. She was active for 8 weeks. I didn't know how she probably did it, how she put it off, but she would not speak, but she was involved in all the processes. And that's one thing about processes. It's not going to be easy. And that's one thing. It depends on what you're coming for. Some people might just be like, okay, let me join this class, let me do this. But if you're so determined, like there's more to us, if there's anything, especially immigrants, there's really, really more to us. And then however you want to take it is not going to, I don't know. It depends. Some people will take it immediately. Some people will, maybe after a few years, they'll be like, okay, I think I need to get serious. But the thing is, you need to put in the work, which we actually did. So when I joined, we did the process, everything, the classes. The support was there. The support was there. And then after the project, I didn't get a job. I did not get a job after the project. I think some people were getting interviews even in the job. But then the reason I didn't push was maybe because I relocated. So I used to be in the UK, so I just relocated to the US. I needed to put some things in place, and everything like that. So I didn't get a job immediately. And then I was just like, what am I going to do? I did not want to leave that phase. I knew what I wanted. If there's anything, I remember my mom always complained, you're always on the phone, on the laptop, this, you need to do something else. I'll be like, no, mommy, this job will come. I'm just preparing myself. I set up my place, the way IT people now, how they set up their house. I did. I have my setup. Not because I have my 2 screen, not because I had the job. There was no job. But then I was always like, I just felt like I needed to be ready. I had all the stickers, different colors. I'll write something and place, because I think those were the things that actually motivated me. So when I have friends that are into IT, I see the way they just do so I'll be like, no, I'll just write something, just stick it on the wall. I'll get the job, I'll just stick it. But then I went back to the app, the admin, thanks to Huida, everybody, like all the teams. I don't know how she actually put like RKY teams are actually wonderful. Trust me, they're all wonderful. So I was like, okay, I want to support. I'm sure she has not actually said that, but then I will have to say it. I was like, I do not want to leave this project because I don't think I'm okay yet. So, but then if you're supporting, that's another thing RKY has, but then it's not for everybody. So it depends on how good, like how dedicated you are, because they have a very solid team. So you cannot just go and say you want to learn if you're not dedicated. That's one thing. So I was like, I want to support. So I started supporting. While supporting, I was still doing, then I was not doing like a freelancing like job. There was this IT company here that it's just closer to my house. It's like I just want to be in it. I wasn't thinking about the money yet. I know the money will come, but I was just in it. And then I was going to write my PMP. I kept on supporting. And if you see the time, like now during the day, I have to be active, do stuff. But then it wasn't really convenient for me, but I had to join. And what did I say? There's a lady that also joined. She also got a job. I don't know. I'm not sure if she has come here. She's one person too that was very dedicated to, okay, there's no job yet, but we are always getting ready. We prepared ourselves. She's always joining the meeting in India midnight. Our own time is always midnight. And she's always pulling off every day. She's always in the meeting. But then she's supporting and then she's learning. It wasn't easy. And then when last year I was just like, okay, I think with everything I've learned in RKY, see, I can never say my story without RKY. With everything I learned in RKY, I registered for my PMP. I called a friend of mine. I was like, I want to register for my PMP. We registered. I pushed the day forward. Then my birthday was coming up. I said, no, that's the major birthday gift I want to give to myself this year. And I was just like, okay, because there's no scenario. I think there's no scenario. Okay, I will not give you. There's no scenario. So I registered for the PMP. I did my exam. It was crazy. I was not expecting to pass that night. And then I passed out because it was scenario-based question, right? And most of the things, I've seen it like, they've played it like something in my head. I'll be like, oh, something has happened. Like Abdul have talked about this. This person have talked. It has happened in the meeting. Something somehow, it has actually happened. So I passed my PMP. I was like, oh, at least that's a milestone for me. I celebrated it. The job was not there yet. And during this last cohort, I was about to say, oh, Oyinda, let me take a break. And then I applied for a job. Trust me, during this process, it's always been IT. And that is one thing. You don't want to box yourself. RKY gave us PMB both. I know when you join, people that wants to join, they will tell you, okay, maybe you pick, I want to be a PM, I want to be a PM analyst. If there's anything I'm going to encourage you, I'm going to encourage you to be both. Personally, I can apply for a role of a business analyst. I can apply for a role of a PMO analyst. I can apply for a role of a PM. Trust me, I can apply for a role of a project coordinator. There's nothing I cannot, because I was actually involved in her. So don't be like, okay, I'm a PM. Put your eyes, you're already paid for it. So you do yourself a lot of service if you're not trying to like contribute. And the way the project phase is like, even when they put you in groups, you're going to be kind of involved in everything. So don't be like, oh, this project is too overwhelming. Let me just stick to PMO road. You don't know the opportunity you might be getting tomorrow, be a business analyst. I don't know how RKY do it. I just feel like if you want to be a PM and you want to be a BA, RKY should charge separately. I don't know. If you're doing that, there should be a class for PM, there should be a class for BA. So people will just do that. They want to do the two, they should charge separately, like two different things. I don't know how they actually. So okay, I don't know how they should have just like charged separately. So and then the fee they are giving, I would tell you, is something you should jump at. You can mark my words, quote me. If you join this class, and probably you have to put your time on. I will not lie to you, because everything will be like, oh God, what's going on? And it's so easy for you to be distracted. But the thing is, you already know that it's not going to be easy. And this is what I want to do. I don't want to be doing the dumb domiciliary care. Like, there's a lot of things we actually go through in the UK. I've been there. Like, it's really, really a lot. And then we have a lot of people that are actually just doing this job, just enjoying their life and everything. So we just want to change our lives. So I was like, okay, that thing. And then I applied for this role. I didn't even tell Oida. Even when I told her, I was like, she was like, should I tell her? I said, no, don't let me just start the job first, because it was like kind of too good to be true, because it was even in construction. I've never done like construction. It's always been in IT, everything and all that. So when I started the role, I think this is my third week now in the role. Yesterday, RKY did say this. I told my mom, I went to this site. It was a big, it's not even like a big data center, Amazon data center, and I'm the one manager. I'm just like, what's going on? Like, it was really. So I'm just going to say that. Thank you, RKY. This is not. You really do not bring us here to like tell. I'm not going to say, oh, tell people to say this. You don't even know what I was going to say, but he actually worth everything. So I'm going to say that thank you for everything. Thank you for not being greedy. I won't lie to you. I have somebody that has reached out to me before, and then when the person is in Canada, and I told the person the price joined. I think the person joined this last week. She was like, "That's too cheap." I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's UK," and then I don't know. She actually has. I feel like you just have this mandate, and it's really not about the money. Because trust me, whatever you are giving us, I felt is beyond whatever you're actually giving. And I want to say thank you. Personally, I'm a living testimony. I'm in my 4th week now. Even though I was seeing drawings, now I need to start learning. In fact, I'm still learning more. Now I need to be learning architecture. I need to be learning drawings, buildings, permits. So it's not stopping. I have to just keep putting effort. I have to keep doing all those things. So it's not stopping, but if I didn't really get it from you, I don't think I would be in this position now. So I want to say that thank you so much, as the wife, for everything. And I've not actually said thank you. I've not spoken to you. I told you that no, don't say anything yet. I don't want to. But I'm open now. I'm here. I'm saying thank you for everything. Like you've just been there from the beginning. Even though at some point I was invisible, but I was part. I knew I was going to be part of RKY, and I don't think I'm stopping. I still join meetings. I still join meetings. Like I don't want to leave that group, even though it's not coming. I'll be like, no, put me, don't remove me. I have to be there. I can still support project because it helps. It actually helps me in a very, very great way. I don't talk this way before. I'm very shy, but RQI, I'm doing great now because of you. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And everyone, I won't lie to you. If you have to, trust me, you have to. If you feel like you need that change that I needed, you should. You will not regret it. So thank you, guys. Thank you. I think
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. I'm actually super proud. Like there's so many things she shared. I think she's done justice, in sharing a lot. But what I take out of it is believing in yourself, community support you get from RKY, and also yeah. So she shared that journey. How she did the training, she did the boot camp, she finished, she came back again because we have opportunities for you to come back to mentor others. So she came back to mentor others, and with that she continued to strengthen her, and then she wrote the PMP and passed based off the experience she also got from the boot camp. Because to write a PMP, you have to have a minimum of experience, and you can't pass it if you basically don't have the experience. So yeah, double congratulations actually to you on that. And yeah, so please, if you are project management or business analysis, you've heard it. Now we're going to quickly go into Scrum and product management. I don't know if we have anybody that is interested in that, but it's very similar to our project management and business analysis bootcamp. Is also, but it's just a product-led full agile environment delivery in this space. It's exactly the same. It's also on discounts, the roles you can apply to, from Scrum to Agile to Program Manager to Product Owner and so on. And these are the tools you will learn in both our project management and business analysis, as well as our Scrum Master and Product Owner. Okay, so we're going to move very quickly. Okay, we're going to move very quickly to data analysis. Do we still have the data analyst people in the house? We're going to make this a bit more quick. So you can see, like I said, data is the new oil. That was my own personal journey to getting into tech. That was my own personal journey to getting right into tech. Right. And to getting into tech, right? I was an accountant. I wanted, to add tech to what I already had, and then I learned Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and yeah, and I was able to get my first UK role as a senior finance analyst. Where so it was like perfect for me, and that's the thing, that you can add data to anything you already have, and to get into the tech side of that. So we're going to do one very quick game, because I know it's been quite a number of time listening. Can you I want us to play a quick game. Add analyst to your current job title and say what we make of it. Let's see what that gives us. What's your current work title? Add analyst to the back of that and let us see what we get. For me, I was a finance professional. I added analyst, so finance analyst. So let's see what yours would be if you add tech to what you already do. Let's see that go quickly. Let that go quickly. Let's do that quickly. Fastest fingers, quickly. Quickly. Support analyst, radiographer analyst. Interesting. It looks like we only have 2 people in this class now. Right, where are the rest? Where is I think there was someone I was recommending data analysis to particularly. But anyways, these are the codes you can explore from 2115, 2133, 2422, and the likes. And like I said, with the data analysis, you don't necessarily have to be a data analyst. In the end, you can add analysis to what you already have and look for like something in between. We have healthcare analysts for those that are support analysts or radiographer analysts, right? And we have fraud. We actually have a role fraud analyst. We have transaction monitoring analyst. We have analysis across industries and fields: marketing analysts, supply chain analysts, sales analysts, finance analysts, business analysts, and so on. Okay, now let's go on to the data analysis. It's actually, come on. Did you just say software engineer analyst, Daniel? Anyways, but we actually do have analysts. We have process engineer, I know there's an analyst engineering stuff. I can't remember the job title now, but you'll be surprised. Ask your GPT, like, okay, I want to blend analysis to software engineer. Give me job titles I should position myself for. It might not be the way I've called it in terms of analysis, but they use analysts in the software industry or field as well. Okay. Business process improvements analyst. I mean, come on, Arisa, that's actually like spot on, And then fraud and financial crime analysis. There's actually fraud analyst roles, there's financial crime analysis roles. So yeah, we are clocking it. Right, so we can take the course, entry-level professional looking to start a career in data analysis, anyone who wants to gain analytical skills, professionals in mid-level professionals who are either transitioning from one career path to another. Guess what? Everybody needs analytical skills. Everybody. I always recommend this to everybody. Even if you get a job and you're looking for what to add to what you already have, be that project manager that can do templates with Power BI, Soft skills. I know someone in the NHS that recently got like a very senior role, and my house became the person's abode for the next 1 month after that. You know why? Because in the NHS they manage the data points with Power Business Intelligence, like Power BI, right? They have a custom one. I don't know if anybody here can relate. And for the person to get their data points, they need to toggle within the Power BI's interface. But the person could not. And in this country, it's DIY. There's no PA that will help you do something, or can you help me? You have to do it yourself. So, yeah, your ability to use Excel, Power BI, Tableau, and SQL is very important. Another thing you learn is soft skills like working under pressure, working with the team, collaboration, emotional intelligence, and so on. Eligibility for visa sponsorship. So as a data analyst, there are so many roles that have analysts, that's, you can position for that. It's not necessarily the data analyst itself, which is a medium skilled role. But even if the medium skill role is still on the shortage list, it means that you don't even need to earn up to 40K to get the data analyst role right now. But you can now build yourself up, We have roles like finance analyst, marketing analyst, insights analyst. T. Bolanle telling us as well that she has to learn the Power BI now because she needs it for a job. They are currently using it. So that's exactly. So even if you're a project manager, you need to be the project manager that can't manage data. So let's see. Rachel also did her bootcamp, ended its end of 2024. She went right on to get her first role as a data administrator in Wales with the NHS. After that, she now got her information analyst role as well. So your current skills you have, which is like maybe healthcare. I think she was coming from healthcare. Plus, our bootcamp makes you very unstoppable. Yeah, some data roles our alumni have gotten within the NHS. There's so many analyst roles in the NHS, from data analyst, finance analyst, reporting analyst, business intelligence analyst, population health analyst, information analyst, and the likes.
So you don't want any source session? No. I'm just got no outlook. Yeah, it's okay. Because there wasn't that much to see. It was up with the source session. Thanks for that.
So we also have Kunle here. Kunle. So Kunle also did, our data analyst bootcamp, ended in 2025, and he got a job as a data analyst right after. And then we've got Christiana as well. She was a sales professional. She added our data analysis to our bootcamp, and she got a sales data analyst role right after. So, 1 second, guys. Right, sorry about that, guys. So, yeah. Where's the data? Go and try this. So another good thing about our data analysis bootcamp is the projects you work on at the end. So in the data analysis bootcamp, you have an opportunity to choose, just like we said, data analysis can be added to wherever you currently are. So you can add it to your sales. So what we do is that we don't just teach you data and throw you out there. We give you the opportunity to already practice based on the industry you're interested in going into. So if it's healthcare, you get to work on a healthcare related data. And if it's marketing, if it's sales, tech, or the core data analysis. And we also build a portfolio for you. So the class is 13 weeks. You get to learn Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and Python, as well as AI. Every other thing we said with regards to the project management applies here, from the interview prep to the work preference and so on. So it's also currently on a discount. The next cohort is also July 4th. And, everything I said with regards to the data applied. If you're in Nigeria and this is the one you want to join, drop a message. Let's drop the link for people to secure their slots for the data analysis bootcamp. So I'm going to go very quickly as well to compliance. So I don't know if we have any compliance foreign trained lawyer here, anybody that is currently a KYC analyst. Okay, so compliance is in our compliance module, we cover KYC, AML, GDPR, financial crime, sanctions, and anti-money laundering. And it's also eligible for sponsorship, as you can see on the screen, code 2419535520 and the likes. We've trained over 1,000 people as well in this space in the last 4 years, who are now currently working across industries. So if you're someone that wants to start your career in the finance space, insurance space, banking space, this might be a good one for you. So early career beginners, accountants, foreign trained lawyers, CEOs, corporate executives, and risk managers. So here is what the career prospects look like in the KYC space. Right, from KYC analyst to compliance analyst to risk manager to financial crime. This might not be your starting salary in these fields. Right. However, you know that you're in a career path that the peak is not 30K. There are some career paths that if you find yourself that the highest you can possibly get is like 30K. And you don't want to be caught and stuck in those kind of careers. Even if your starting salary is 35K in your first job, in 6 months you could qualify for 50K somewhere else. And those are the kind of career paths you should position yourself in. Right? A place where you can continue to learn and apply new, automation, AI to move to your next step. Now, so what companies are our students currently working? So we have some of our students, working in the companies you can see on the screen, right? From Bank of Scotland, to HSBC, to Halifax and the likes, as well as big international law firms. Right, so now, what's the actual training value? Just like I said, you get virtual live classes, you get real life training, interview preparation, you get to work on real cases and projects, and you get to be prepared. So you see what, in this UK, there's something about knowing a way. The way they used to say, people that know a way, and there are people that know way. In our boot camps, they don't just teach you the theoretical academic knowledge. We also teach you the nuances that are not communicated in, how to navigate yourself as an immigrant, the kind of things to say at work, how to, position yourself for promotion and all those stuff. Some of them we do within the bootcamp cohorts, and some we do through our monthly webinars, where we now bring different experts in to educate us on other things that we need to know to thrive in our careers and even in our living in the UK as a whole. So we also will do your CV for you, we'll do your LinkedIn for you, and so when I wanted to start, this was our first cohort that we ever started in RKY. A lot of people that were in the field there were just training people on how to become a KYC analyst, just KYC analyst, and they will charge you £500, 2 weekends or like 2 Saturdays, and that's it. But when I started working with people that I know that they needed, why did we start training as a whole? People needed more than just fancy CVs. I can do a CV. No, with AI, it's even worse now. With AI, I can do a CV that says I'm an aeronautical engineer. I can do a CV that positions me as anything, but the most important thing is, can I do the job? So it was when we discovered that there was a gap in the market that we decided to start doing boot camps and trainings. And our boot camps were not just, you can't compare it to what anyone you see outside. We designed our own specially to give people extra advantages, to give people multiple options, and to actually cater to the need and the gap we really know exists. And that was exactly what happened with the compliance course back then. We didn't just do, when I was interviewing, most of the people I interviewed that were trainers for the role. By the way, I am a KYC person myself. I've worked in bank all my life. All the professional job I've done in my life is, like the first 4 years of my career, it was all this customer onboarding, KYC and co. But what I always do is that I always get experts as well in the UK space, right, to actually train. But I know what exactly we want. We know the curriculum because we benchmark our curriculum to international best practice. Most of them, all the trainers were like, because most of them were people that had trained a little bit before. Now, no, KYC only. Why would you want to be? You are giving them too much. You are giving people too much. That's what they always tell me then, that why do you want to give them all of this in one course? But that was exactly what I know that, the community needed, because we need to have alternatives. The job market is competitive already. If one is not working, we should be able to move to another without having to start all over again. And that is exactly what Stephanie did. She joined our boot camp, finished in 2024. These screenshots are kind of old. It's not like we don't have fresher, newer success stories, but these slides, we just edit some things there. But yeah, so we have, she works with Carrie Olsen. And the last time I spoke to her, she was telling me how managerial related roles, I've actually been chasing her, and I'm not surprised because one of the things we teach our students as well is positioning, the keywords to use, right? And I'm sure you can see assistant compliance monitoring manager here, right? Does that keyword on her LinkedIn alone can actually help her to get to the next step. You are the one that know what your next step is. You are doing a training in business analysis. Like put business analysis on your headline, put business analyst on your headline, you see opportunities will start. And that's part of the things we train. We don't just teach you theory, we also teach you positioning, handling workplace politics, and all those things. Then we also have Ademola. Ademola was a banker back in Nigeria. He works in, the operations department, like non-customer facing departments. And when he moved to the UK, also he took our course. And after that, right after the course, he wrote his ACAMS, he passed his ACAMS. ACAMS is like a professional exam that people in compliance also write. And then he's been in his job, as an AML analyst, and is really doing well in it. So we have so many other success stories. This course is also on discounts. This £450 is just for this period, and because we are on this call, you can pay in 3 installments, meaning today if you are securing your slot, you are securing it at just £160 something for this month, and the next month they'll take another amount. And if you are joining from Nigeria, we have a lot of people that have taken these courses. There are so many payments, fintechs in Nigeria and UK. They usually like people that are trained in the UK, and that might be an opportunity for you to get jobs like Money World, Fi, and the likes, even from Nigeria. So there's a discount code, right? Fidelis, I believe there's a discount code for people to use the £450 pricing. Anyways, I have a special speaker with me today. His name is Ikechukwu Okeke. He's a highly accomplished legal and regulatory compliance professional with over a decade of experience. And today he's going to be sharing us his experience, on the RKY Careers Bootcamp, from before he made a decision to after, and what it's looking like for him now. So Ikechukwu, if you are there, thank you for staying, through the entire session. I don't know if Ikechukwu is here. Yeah, I think Oyinda is trying to be in search. So the discount code to access the course at the discounted amount is RKY £150 off. You see that's very generous. A whole £150 in your pocket. Ikechukwu said he was speaking, but we cannot hear you. You might need to unmute yourself. If you are still speaking, we cannot hear you, Ikechukwu. So the price is different because this discount is a one-off discount, right? The original price is $5.99. As you can see, even the slide has it as $5.99. If you look at these parts, the slide has $5.99 here too. So this is just a one-off discount. That's why we are using a discount code. So while we are waiting for Ikechukwu to join, right, I have a special offer for you that you must take an action on today. Right, regardless of the course you are joining originally and whether or not you are joining a course. And this special offer is on for just £50 or 50,000 naira for those joining from Nigeria. It is on the Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint skill sets. If you're on this call today and you cannot do pivot tables, you cannot do VLOOKUP, you cannot do XLOOKUP. If all those things I'm saying is very strange to you on Excel, then you are behind, because AI is coming to take over. But something already even happened before AI got here, which is that you need to be able to use formulas and all of that on Excel, and that's advanced Excel, and it's just for how much? 50,000 naira. And you are also getting another bonus on top of this £50, because we were selling it for £50 before we added PowerPoint to it. You get to learn PowerPoint.
Hello.
Okay, Ikechukwu, you're back. Just give me 2 minutes and then
All right, no problem.
just give me 2 minutes. So we have a lot of people that have skill sets that are worth £70,000 in terms of what they can command. But guess what? They're not getting it. Because when they get technical task at interview, they tell them to analyze the small data. They tell them to do presentations, and then that's where they are exposed. They are unable to put their thoughts and ideas in a well-projected slides or deck, as well as use Excel to analyze and bring insights and information out of data. These two are non-negotiable if you want to get into tech. It's the list of analytical skills you can get. Okay? So Excel is not part of PMBA you're paying for. PMBA is like a course on its own. PM has its own curriculum, that prepares you to become a professional in PM. BA has its own curriculum that prepares you. They have different trainers. So adding Excel to this or to any of our other courses that are already 2-in-1 will be too cumbersome, not only for us in terms of admin wise, but for you in terms of trying to manage the information you're getting at the same time. So it's a difference course, but you can always add it. It's just £50. You can always add it to any course you are taking. The classes hold 2 to 4, while the other classes are 4 to 6 or 5 to 7. So you can add Excel and PowerPoints to that. You can do it. So that means that you are basically investing £500 as a whole, and you are getting Excel, PowerPoints, and you're also getting PM and BA. That's for you that are doing PM and BA. And I think that is, also very much worth it. Okay, so let's get Ikechukwu. Ikechukwu, please tell us about, we are happy to have you. Thank you for, holding on. Good to have you back after you rejoined. Please tell us briefly, because we need to finish this in 10 minutes, about your experience, in the compliance bootcamp.
All right. Thank you so much once again for having me. And let me use this opportunity to also, give you your flowers. Like what you're doing is remarkable. I don't think what we paid at the time, it's enough for what you're offering, what you've offered and what you keep offering us. Because where I am today, I wouldn't say like it's one of my kind of dream job. But of course, in the future, I do want to still grow. When we were in the camp, we were taught everything from KYC to AML to sanctions to everything that has to do with compliance in the UK sphere, which it's difficult to get all of this bouquet in one thing. And beyond that, like RKY would offer you CV revamp. RKY will help you with LinkedIn optimization. RKY would offer you work experience. RKY would also, there's a community that every Thursday you can join when you have interviews, so you can also, share experiences with other persons who also have interviews. And I just want to use this opportunity to say thank you and to encourage anyone that is yet to enroll to do themselves good by enrolling. Today, I do not just work for a law firm. I work for the regulator of law firms and solicitors in England and Wales. That's extremely massive. And beyond that, I'm working remotely. My work is fully remote. When I interviewed and my cohort in the SRA, when I spoke to my colleagues, I'm speaking with, let me start with, I've got a background in legal practice coming from Nigeria. I'd worked with Globalcom in the regulatory department. I've got over a decade legal practice experience. But the persons I interviewed with American qualified attorneys. There was a guy who came in from, he's Hong Kong qualified. We have one who is a UK trained solicitor, duly certified and admitted. But when we were now giving offers, I was given a full investigation officer role, while a UK qualified solicitor was given an associate. All because of the performance, based on the experience, based on what I learned from RKY. And of course, too, there's the God factor in it, too, because I still believe that God has a hand in all of this. But of course, you need to prepare. You need to do the homework, which of course there's RKY there to hold your hand and guide you through all of this. I know we're running out of time. There's a lot for me to say. Before I joined the SRA, I worked for like a week with the Department for Education as a regulatory officer before I got the SRA role. So it was even...
That was also after the boot camp, right? So you've
Yes.
gotten some jobs after the boot camp.
After the boot camp. In fact, my first job was with the Ministry of Justice, wherein I got references from... I remember I messaged you to say I wanted reference, but I ended up not taking that role because I felt...
You've gotten 3 offers now, if we count
Yes.
it right.
Yes.
Wow. Congratulations on all of that. You know, like you can see, guys, you can see the handwriting on the wall. I mean, all these people, it's not like I prepared them or what to say. If you have started me before, I probably don't even remember because a lot of people just chat me randomly. I've just gotten a job offer. What's the next step? Right. And yeah, congratulations, Ikechukwu. Does anybody have questions for him? Because I think somebody was raising their hand up. You can use the chat box, please. We need to make this fast. We can't accommodate questions that would take forever too. Right. So yeah, congratulations, Ikechukwu. So you work with the SRA. Did you have to do like the SRA exemption stuff as a foreign trained lawyer? You know, there's an exemption thing you can do with the SRA.
I've got that exemption already, but I'm working on qualifying here too. So I need to write the SQE1. But
Okay.
that thing with getting that experience from RKY, like my performance during the interview, like takes me far beyond people who have even qualified.
Wow. Can you imagine? Did you see that? The RKY advantage. The RKY, there was even someone in this compliance, I think it's like, and guess what? This was our first boot camp, in RKY, like as far back as 2021 or 22. There was a guy also that did an interview. He wasn't even coming from the, what's it called? Legal side. Yeah, it was coming from, another side. And it was coming from maybe the bank side. He now got a job and he was saying during the interview, they saw that the RKY experience and training was on his, and that was why they hired him. That they just said that, they told him that they hired him because he did training with RKY Consulting Services, UK training, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow. So yeah, I totally, and of course, your previous background combined with the UK experience, all of it, and the RKY careers, So congratulations on that. So I think congratulations. I hope you've registered for LWB as well, because we need more of you ambassadors of RKY on site when we have our physical events as well.
I will register.
Okay, where do you live? Hall, yeah?
No, I live in Stockton-on-Tees. It's around the Middlesbrough area, the northeast.
Right. I mean, you should still make it a date, I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, I'll try.
So yeah, the compliance, so even for people that already have a job, we highly recommend the Excel and PowerPoints. All our courses, even the £50 one, you can still pay in installments. You can add 2 to cart, add Excel and any other course to cart and check out together. And when we say post bootcamp support, I'm sure you heard everybody in the meeting today saying, oh, the support, the this. When we say RKY as the best post bootcamp support, what do we really mean? So the first one is that after you're done with your training, the interview prep that comes as part of the training curriculum and everything, you now get a weekly interview prep session every Thursday. Hey, imagine you finish, your money has expired, as they used to say, and then you still have somewhere that when you get an interview coming up, you can take your JD in. This is my JD. I have interview. What should I do? And they're guiding you. And not only that, let's even say you have not gotten your own interview. Somebody would get an interview yesterday. Or somebody got, and you will be able to witness other people being prepared for their own interview. And when you do that, you are already preparing yourself for your own upcoming interview. And if you're not even getting interviews, you can say, what's going on? Everybody is getting interviewed, but at least you know what is going on after the boot camp, and you are joining even the existing alumni. You know, not only your own cohorts, but every other cohort in these sessions for those that show up and that take the sessions. We also have monthly alumni webinar. In this monthly alumni webinar, we actually open your eye to other things beyond technical and, you know, which includes bringing people to talk about self-sponsorship, which we did 2 months ago, bringing people to talk about global talent, which we did last month. We also have plans to do other things because of our alumni who already have a job and, you know, they're now thinking what next, like investments, property, this and that, getting job in NHS. So every month end, we bring somebody in. Some of these people, we have to pay them to come and talk to our alumni so that we can all move, and we can move from training to actual thriving. And then sometimes we also do, I mean, every quarter we used to do bonus certification course. The one for this quarter is supposed to be vibe coding. It might still happen before the events and it might happen after the events. But these are things that when you put on your CV and an employer sees, they just keep being amazed as to how you like career progression. That is the secret in the UK. Then you get sessions about visa sponsorship, global talents. And we do this not only as, you know, webinars. It's part of our plan and agenda for the physical event as well. And then you get on the job support. So even if you get interview and you are stuck on the job, you can attend our Thursday session to get support. So these are free certifications we've given to our students that has also helped in making them have a strong professional brand. The next compliance codes, I think I mentioned it too. I can't remember the dates now. Somebody asked a question it's July 25. Because one just started last week. So I'm not sure if you want to join, you might still be able to join that one. Classes are 4 to 6 p.m. and it's 6 weeks. So it's the shortest of our training, it's 6 weeks. Okay, so yeah, bonus courses for all alumni. You know, these are courses we've done. Imagine being that compliance person that know about Python. We always try to give our students an advantage in the markets. Okay? And for those of you that have done one project, but you want to try your hand on another project, or you have theoretical knowledge, or you have friends that have trained somewhere else, but they want to come and experience the RKY training or work experience program, you can join our work experience program as a standalone. The next cohort is also 21st of June. Okay, and yeah, so here are our upcoming events. Excel, 20th of June, PMBA, July 5 or July 4, data, July 4, product management, July 4. And I think, yeah, so one question I want you to, okay, I think we have some questions. So if you have questions, now is the time to start dropping your question. If you have questions, now is the time to ask your questions. So Abdurazak says, please, what if the PMBA starts dates? Oh, what's I said July 4. I think you mentioned one of them being good for admin. Yeah. PMBA is the one. You know, PMBA is the one. I think that would be the one for you. So I think I want you to ask yourself now, is my current skill still relevant? Can I clearly show the value I bring onto the table for employers? Am I positioned for growth, sponsorship, or global opportunities? If that answer to yourself is no, or you are not sure, this is your moment to pivot strategically. And you need to take that next step, you know, towards a globally relevant tech career. See, when I say globally relevant, for people in UK will be like, but I'm already in the UK. Your life journey can still take you to other countries. The skill sets you have right now, are they applicable in other countries? You can see Bolanle, she was in the UK when she started her journey. She enrolled to a boot camp in the UK. She moved to the US and she didn't have to go and do any other course in the US. You know, even if she wanted to get jobs remotely from other countries, it's something she can do successfully from any country she is. She wrote PMP. PMP is not the UK destiny. That's why our curriculum, we made it a blend between PRIS2 and PMP. She wrote PMP as well, and she passed. PMP is the global, you know. So for the BAs in the house, we also have a partnership with IIBA, which is the global business analysis body. They are coming to LWB. Those are the kind of partners we have managed to go and advocate for. You know, partners that are home office endorsing bodies for different visas that our people need. partners that are the certification, that can give you the certification community and support you need as a business analyst, as a change professional, as a peer project manager. These are not easy to get, especially considering that we are an immigrants, we are a business that supports immigrants. So our efforts, is actually yielding results. But my question is, will you be in the room to tap into those opportunities that we have gone to advocate for? Will the people that are coming to now support us, will they find you in the room? That's a very good question. We have two workshops happening at Limitless Without Borders. One on innovator visa, one on UK fast track. One is by 20 years experience immigration company in the UK. One is by Home Office endorsed. And those people, they are coming with us to Lagos too. So for those of you in Lagos, we have some partners coming with us from London to expand the opportunities you have access to in Lagos as well. So we are truly limitless without borders, and the opportunities we are providing for are not limited to just one location. The skills we are also providing, they are skills that you can take with you. And that's what I always tell people, regardless of for those that are in care, I'll say, some will pay for boot camp, they will not get care job, they will not now finish it. Or some will not even pay at all because they want to do care. My question is, that 5 years, it seems like it will be over soon. That's if the sponsorship lasts till that end, because we have a lot of companies losing sponsorship. What will you do with yourself? What will you do with yourself? Is that when you now want to go back to go and do nursing? Because that's actually the next thing that most people that are stuck do. And then you will now start the nursing, so you now discover that you are stuck, and start looking. Because I have a lot of nurses that are looking to get into tech. So you need to start building skills that are relevant across industries, because and it starts today. It starts with the decisions you take today. So this is just another reminder for Limitless Without Borders, right? And so just a little bit about our other. You can do BA without Excel, but all skills and everybody needs Excel basically. So Excel is not what you need for BA. Excel is something everybody needs. So like I said, we have the RKY business hub for those that want to start business. I coach people that want to start business across, to help them validate their idea, choose a profitable, scalable business model, build trust that converts into consistent sales, create a compliant and sustainable business, and so much more. We are not teaching Excel in BA. Oluwakemi. Excel is different. BA is different. So Apply Body is our job application as a service product where we help people apply to jobs and help them get interviews. It's a separately registered business, and the services there are focused on helping you get interviews. So these are interviews we've gotten, from data analyst to cybersecurity to data marketer. I always tell people that the best way you can apply to a job is to do it yourself. However, if you find that your CV is gathering dust because you don't have time, then you can actually outsource it to like Apply Body. Also, if you are coming on board, you don't have to come alone. We have an affiliate program that helps you earn 10% of whatever amount the person you are referring is paying. And, there's the link to join the affiliates program. We have a podcast that happens in our office. And we also, and I think that's about it for today. The replay for this session, I know you found it very interactive. The replay is available on YouTube. It will be available on YouTube before Monday. You will get a mail. If you got a mail to be here, you also get it in your mail. Share it with somebody that you feel has missed, an opportunity. Share it with them. You can also replay it and watch it if you came in late or something, right? And I think, if you have any more questions, please let's drop our questions. But we've had a great session so far. And right now, what I want is to welcome you on board and for us to share your success stories, and also, to get to see you at Limitless Without Borders. If any of you on this call happen to be at Limitless Without Borders, either Lagos or London, please walk up to me, and say hi. But also make sure that you also come on board as an RKY student as well. Right, so LWB is in 2 weeks, but I'm still creating time because this is also very important, and I really want as many of us to thrive as possible. Okay, if there's no other question, I wish you all a great week, a great weekend. Okay, I think we have another question. Abdulrazak says, just one thing, I would love to know how to get enrolled in the PM and BA bootcamp. There's a link we have shared on the group. I'm going to try and copy it and share it with you. It ends with pay. It's www.rkycareers.com/courses/pay. I'm going to send it to you now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to welcoming you to class as well. We've got fantastic trainers. Our classes for the PMB will be 3 weeks of 3 weeks of classes in project management, 3 weeks of classes Saturday and Sunday in business analysis, then 2 months where we now rule our sleeves like this and apply everything that you have learned. Which of the classes are you asking about, Kemi? All our classes are in group, but we have very small groups, right? And yeah, so they are in group, PMBA. So yeah, the classes are held, the theoretical part is held, in classes. And then after that, if we have a big class, then we actually subgroup again for the project phase. For the project phase, you get a mandate. A client might say, I have a business. My business is suffering from this. This is the mandate. I want digital presence for my business. I want this for my business. Right. I want this for my business. And then you guys would take it up from there. And, of course, you are not alone. You heard Bolanle say that we have support officers. Like it's a real work. You get a role, you have a supervisor, you do periodic review so that you can integrate into the UK job market and understand what the expectations in the job place is, right? So you do periodic review, you do weekly deliverable presentation, and that way, Sibolale also mentioned something about not being able to present and talk publicly before the bootcamp, but from different practices. She's way better now. And those are the things you get to learn. I don't know if that has explained it. Classes are 4 to 6 during classes. During the project phase, there won't be classes again. You and your project team will determine the days that work for you to meet. Most of the time, it's usually after work hours because that's when most people are outside work. For the day you are working, our classes are recorded. In fact, for some of the classes, we already have from the day you enroll, there's a pre-recorded version already available that you can watch before classes. And then the live classes itself will now be dropped again. So you have 2 versions. You get 3 versions to learn: before class on the pre-recorded classes, during class, and then the actual class recording itself will be sent to you on the group. But we have an e-learning system where everything is already very organized. Very organized, and your learning is going to be seamless. And in all our training, apart from Excel and PowerPoints, of course, we can see the price of Excel and PowerPoints. Our CV said this is even more than that price. In all of those, in all of those, you get your CV done for you. You get your LinkedIn also done for you for the new role. Okay, so which of the numbers did you chat with Shekina? Right. So you can also send us a DM on Instagram. Maybe, I don't know, they were on this call, but Oinda, if you can put your number here, because Diola and Sarah are meant to be on this call anyway. So I'm sure, Shekina, you want to find out what the Naira rate is. You want to find out what the Naira rate is, or what's, yeah. You can also send us a DM on Instagram. There's another personnel there, and I think I can access that sometimes myself. Okay, I think that is it for today. For all those who have, if you have enrolled on the courses, let me see your hand up. If you have enrolled or you are making plans to enroll for this course that we've talked about today, let me see your hand up. At least, let me be sure that at least one person was impacted by what we have talked about today. And guess what? This is already June. I can't even believe it. Right? For this event now that we are talking about, this planning for this event started late last year. But imagine if I was postponing when I'll start. That's how it will be in June. And then nothing in place. And that's exactly how it works with every goal you have put in place. What action are you taking? If you want to upskill, get a better job, what have you done so far towards that goal? And that is exactly something you owe yourself and nobody is going to do for you. Before you know it, for those that will be joining this June, do you know when you will end the bootcamp? July, August, September, or thereabouts. September. Or imagine if you did not join. By September, the year has almost ended. If you did not join at all, you've wasted 3 months of your life. You will now join next month. At next month, you'll be ending in maybe October or December. So it's always better to take action now than later. Okay? There's another number, Shekina, that has been dropped that you can click on. The person is actively in the call, so the person can answer your questions. And yeah, looking forward to welcome you, Kemi, Johnny, and Razak, and every other person that decides, to join us on the other side. Power BI is not part of PM and BA. That would be a lot. PM and BA is, the curriculum is project management, business analysis. Power BI is part of business intelligence and data analysis. Right? However, we have a free Power BI short course that we did for alumni as part of the free courses I said, that you can actually watch. Okay, have a lovely weekend, guys, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And bye. Thank you to all the speakers, Ikechuku and Bolanle. I appreciate you coming in to share your experience. And yeah, bye.